¿Qué pasa, YouTube? It's been a minute since I've said that. It's been about 2 months. I'm hoping to have, I don't want to call it like a return video, update video before this actual draft recap goes live. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, then you know everything that more or less has been going on. For those of you who may not follow me on Twitter, again, we'll hopefully have an update video that will be linked somewhere on the screen and down in the description for you guys to kind of just see or just catch up with things and with me and what's going to be going on, hopefully. So, yes, we are back. The Carolina Haxorus are back, even though in our debut with our new draft league name, we did not finish that season of EWT, unfortunately. But I've never been one who's very good at first impressions. So, hey, this is our chance to get things right and win one last championship in Sword and Shield. We have 3 currently: GDL Season 1, the Tag Team League TBL Season 1, and our most recent chip, NCP Season 5, which I still want to do a recap of NCP Season 5 just because I was never able to. So actually, that's definitely something I'm going to try and get around to doing after this is done. And I just want to give a giant shout out to Aquarius and Gravy. I believe they are the 2 main runners. Yes, Jack, Gravy, and Aquarius, and I think Dr. Slacking as well. I want to just say thank you so much to them for giving me the opportunity to be in this draft league. You guys have no idea. Like I think I was asked to join before, and then life happened, and then I couldn't join, and then through my boy Shuckle King, you guys know Shuckle King, love Joe, one of my best friends easily. He was able to talk to Aquarius, and her, Gravy, and Sly King decided to put their faith in me and believe that I can finish this season after how badly EWT went. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish that season on. I just want to give them a huge thanks for giving me this opportunity, because the Carolina Haxorus are here, baby, and we want that championship before Sword and Shield ends. This is a final draft league that I will be doing for Sword and Shield, because the new games come out in November, if I'm not mistaken, and then we don't even know what's going to be going on with the Pokedex in that, as far as I know. So yeah, I'm really excited. Let's get into the draft here. So we got 14 coaches. Every single coach in this league has won a draft league through the start of Sword and Shield. So we got champions going against each other. This is the Champions of Galar tournament draft league, and it's gonna be intense, man. I haven't battled since my last EWT game. Literally since the last upload I haven't battled, and it's been like 2 months. So kind of throwing myself in the deep end here, but hey, it's either sink or swim, and we're gonna try and hopefully win it all. I'm sorry that I've been rambling for so long, but yeah, 14 awesome coaches. Rosters down below, definitely check all of them out. All amazing players as well. So of course, you guys already know it's not a draft league without your boy Bad Luck Leo getting a bad draft spot. Unfortunately, we ended up getting 13 out of 14, which was a little I mean, like, it's good and bad. But before I continue, I want to give a shout out to my front office homies for this season. I didn't have a front office during BBL or NCP, and hey, we won NCP, made it to finals of BBL. EWT, no front office, but the competition here is stacked, so definitely am going to most likely want some more help than my boys Harris and Shuckle King. So want to give a shout out to Electric, my boy Kyle, Skyhorse, Tone, and Ollie. Omnipotent Ollie said he would be more or less helpful, but shouts out to all of them for helping me out through the season. Hopefully they can help us win that chip. So yeah, we got 13 out of 14, which was really rough, man. I knew, like, I had a gut feeling I wasn't gonna get like anything really early on, like an early pick. So it is what it is. We got 13 out of 14. Our first pick is going to be Aegislash. Now I'm gonna kind of do this how I did my EWT draft. I'm not gonna go pick through pick, but I am more or less gonna show you guys everything and then culminate it with like a summary of how the draft went. So yeah, sorry I've been rambling for 4 minutes. We got Aegislash, pick 1, and because we're 13 out of 14, we more or less have a wheel pick, and there were still so many good picks that I could have gotten 13. I could have got like something as similar to what my boy Jay Ricky got in EWT, which was Aegis / Hydreigon. I was almost like 99% sure I was going to go down that route, but there was a pretty cool Pokemon that was there that probably wasn't going to last, and that is Zapdos. Zapdos has been amazing this season. Never used Aegis / or Zapdos, so yeah, boots on Zapdos this gen is amazing, and Harris and Shuckle were more or less kind of selling me on it, and I know I think Skyhorse also said that Zapdos was really good. So we got Zapdos. Round 3 was a Mon that I was a little bit surprised still stuck around. I don't know, man. Like, I still have that early Sword and Shield mentality when the games first came out, where like Cinderace is going to go super, super early. No way it came back round 4, so yeah, I got it here round 3, which is great because now we have a really good speed tier in base, sorry, not off the top of my head, base 119. So yeah, speed in Galar Dex is very, very helpful. For round 4, I knew I wanted to get one of the Slow Brothers, either Slow Bro, Slow King, or Galar Slow King. Galar Slow Bro, not really on my priority list. If the first 3 bros went, I probably wouldn't have got Galar Bro, just because it is essentially the worst out of the 4, and the other 3 are like above, like way above it. So yeah, I ended up getting Slow King here. Something I forgot to mention as well is that we had 115 points, I believe, for 10 to 12 Mons, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, no certain specific number, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, because I feel like I always try to get more Mons, because I feel like the extra Mons are nice, but we'll see how things go. So we got Slow King here with our second pseudo wheel pick, which is amazing because we have so much momentum, Volt Switch, U-turn, and teleport now, especially teleporting into our offensive threats. Our next wheel pick here, I was really surprised that Crocodile was still around for round 5. I really thought this was going to go, but I'm pretty positive that it wasn't going to come back. I want to say I sniped somebody. I'm pretty sure I sniped somebody of it. And we got Crocodile here, which fills a lot of great roles, which is amazing, and gives us our very first Stealth Rocker, which honestly, Crocodile can just run rocks every single week, which I'm perfectly fine with. And then for our 6th pick is a Mon I've drafted before, but I didn't use it properly in 7th gen. And now with access to heavy duty boots, easily one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time, we have Dragonite boots, Dragonite with multi-scale. I already know Dragonite's about to put in so much work, so I'm really, really excited to have Dragonite here. And I wasn't really gunning for Dragonite. I do kind of wish Kamo had stuck around, but it's not that big of an issue. Dragonite is still really cool, and gives us another very scary setup sweeper. Next off, we have for our 7th pick is going to be Tangela. Tangela was probably the one grass type alongside Roselia. Roselia was like 2 points. 2-point Roselia is insane. But I figured that Tangela is probably a lot more beneficial than Roselia, just because the way I was trying to formulate my last few Mons, I either didn't have enough points or I was missing something very, very huge, which I'm still kind of missing 1 or 2 things, but Tangela just checked off so many more roles and just really helped out. Plus, we got a pseudo little regen core here with Slow King and Tangela, which is kind of cool. And then to pair up with Tangela for this wheel pick, I ended up going with Nihilego. Nihilego is a Mon I've never used before. It's funnily enough, it's in the thumbnail of our very last Draft League battle, and it was a giant thread there. So I'm hoping that I can use this properly here, because thanks to it having Meteor Beam and with it being able to gain speed boost off a base boost, then this thing is definitely a giant terror to deal with. It also gets access to Stealth Rocks and T-Spikes, giving us another very solid Stealth Rocker. So I more or less don't really want to run rocks on the Heligo, if I'm being honest, but if I have to, I will, so it's not really the worst thing ever. And then for our final wheel pick here, which means, hey, we're only at pick 8. I only got 10 Mons, which, again, not my preferred draft style. We are really, really top heavy, and I think at this point I only had like 7 points for 2 or 3 Mons, potentially. Yeah, and I was still missing a few things, and one thing I did give up was not having a Fairy type. I mean, it worked out for us in NCP. I didn't have a Fairy type there, and we won the league. So I'm hoping things go down the same route here, as we got Bouffalon for 3 points, which is actually very, very bulky. I'm surprised Bouffalon's 3 point. I would figure it could possibly be 4 points, maybe 5. It's bulky, you get Swords Dance, great coverage as well. So yeah, it can eat hits. I guess the lack of recovery and it being a little bit slow does make sense, and it losing access to something like Return is a little bit bad, but hey, there's always Body Slam to pair things. And then our final team member here is another Mon I've never ever used before, and that is Sock. Sturdy Boots Sock is definitely something I think I'm going to be bringing quite a few times to this draft league, not this draft league, in my draft matches. So the whole season is only 9 weeks. As you can see, this is our final draft. And the nice thing about this is that we have forms of really great momentum in our early round picks, with Zapdos having U-turn and Volt Switch, Cinderace having U-turn, and most importantly, teleport off of Slowking. Actually, when it came to be deciding on round 4, I was debating between normal Slowking, which as you can see we got, or Galar Slowking. If Galar Slowking had access to teleport, I definitely 100% would have got Galar Slowking. But I figured normal Slowking here, as well as the advice from the front office homies, Galar Slowking not having teleport and Slowking having teleport was the main sell point of Slowking, because as you can see, we have a lot of great offensive threats on this team. Sock being able to freely just come in and pick something off, especially if I am sturdy with boots, that's going to be very, very problematic for opponents to deal with. This is a great answer to potentially stopping sweeps, which is amazing. Krookodile being able to just come in and click knockoff for free or get up rocks for free is really nice. We have a plethora of setup in the form of Nihilego with Meteor Beam, Dragon Dance, Dragon Knight, Swords Dance, Aegislash, Bulk Up, Cinderace, even Swords Dance Boufflant could be something that I would want to potentially bring to some games. It's just having that slow pivot into all this type of offense and this potential setup that Slowking, which is a really big selling point even early on, because I knew down the line I was going to get more offense and more setup. So I was like, hey, I kind of like the momentum of Slowking over not having the momentum of Slowking with Galar Slowking not having teleport. So that's really great. Even though those are our main forms of momentum, I don't really see myself not always running momentum on at least 2 out of 3 of those mons, and these 3 mons are easily able to come every single week. So I have no problem if my opponents know that Zapdos, Slowking, and Cinderace will be coming every week, just because they are really that good at what they do, chipping things down, sticking around, and doing damage. Also, hazard control is a little bit wonky, I'm not gonna lie. We do have a lot of heavy duty boots users, but that's not really the worst thing ever, honestly. Like, I've lost to a team full of heavy duty boots mons before, and that was really frustrating. So hopefully if we ever do go down that route where I bring all my Pokemon that are weak to rocks and not want them to stay rocks, and it won't be the worst thing ever. Krookodile gave us a very solid mon. He gave us a lot of rolls in only 1 pick, which was amazing. A ground type, dark type, great knockoff user. Stealth Rocker, again, it could also be a sweeper because of bulk up, which is amazing. I've been smacked and destroyed by Krookodile in the past, so I'm hoping we can use it to that same extent. Tangela and Slowking forming a regen core is also amazing, because with our hazard removal not being the best, those two being able to recover HP every time they switch out is amazing, because then that's one less factor that I really have to take into consideration. So I don't really have to run boots on Slowking like it's used in regular OU, and I don't really have to worry about Tangelo having to run a Violite and worrying about hazards. So that's really great. Obviously the lack of a fairy is a little bit problematic, I'm not gonna lie. I was like really, I was so close to getting Wigglytuff over something like Boufflant, just because I wanted the fairy typing. Also, Wigglytuff got access to teleport and rocks, but it just dies to like every single hard hit. Any hard hit, honestly. It has a massive HP stat, but it's just gonna drop to basically anything, and especially if it's boosted. Plus, Krookodile and Nihilego by themselves are pretty good rockers. Aegislash is amazing. It's not really a mon I've seen go round 1, but out of 13 and 14 and what I potentially had options of, I mainly wanted Latios because I thought it would fall to me, but it literally went the pick right before me. So that was a little bit upsetting. And then we settled on Aegislash just because it could pair well. It could pair, can't speak, better with whatever would potentially come back to us. So Aegislash, as you guys know, can King Shield, it can Swords Dance, it can be special, physical, mix. Weakness Policy is a phenomenal item to run on Aegislash because it's already insanely bulky. Then it can autotomize, or it can Swords Dance, or it can just hit extremely hard off the special side with +2 with Flash Cannon or Shadow Ball. Part of me does kind of wish I had maybe got Celesteela over Aegislash, but I'm never used to Aegislash, and I only had Celesteela for the first like 4-5 weeks of EWT, so that was a big selling point. But Aegislash is really cool. This draft is pretty solid. I think besides the lack of a fairy type, we have a lot of really good combinations. We have solid ways of being able to stop threats, especially because we have access to really great forms of priority. We have Dragonite with E-Speed, we have Stab, Shadow Sneak from Aegislash, even Sucker Punch from Cinderace can be very, very helpful. And then, of course, Sturdy Boots Sock is actually really, really awesome, and I'm hoping I can bring Sturdy Boots Sock. And even if my opponents consider that, then I could also bring something like Bandit or Scarf Sock, which would really catch them off guard. Or I could just beat Bulk Up, Sub. I don't know. Sock is a mod I've never used before, but in theory, it sounds really, really good. I wish I had got a fighting type with momentum, but for the price at, I believe, 4 points, yeah, as you can see here, then Sock is still a very good budget pick in my opinion. It can still smack things really, really hard. And again, if I teleport into it for free, if I am Banded or Bulk Up potentially, something is going to drop. So I'm all for that. We have really good pivots. We have great walls, great offense, a bunch of awesome setup threats as well. All in all, this may not be the best draft out of the entire roster of coaches and their drafts, but it's definitely something that I am comfortable with and something that I think will hopefully, praying, well, we'll see, get us to the finals and one last championship in Sword and Shield. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about our draft in the comment section below. Leave a like, and I will see you all next week with week 1 of the Champions of Galar Tournament Draft League, where we are facing Galar 74, if I'm not mistaken, and his Calgary Flamethrowers. I want to say Calgary Charizards because he's got Charizard on his logo, but it's Calgary Flamethrowers. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I haven't battled since the last EWT game that I uploaded, so I'm feeling really rusty. But again, we're throwing ourselves into the deep end, and we're either going to sink or swim, and hopefully things go good for this season. So with that being said, I rambled on enough, and I'll see you all next week. Check out the return video or update video. I don't know whatever I'm gonna title it because I'm recording this before I make a title for that. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week. I'm really, really excited, man. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm anxious, I missed y'all, and hopefully things go good in the season here. So yeah.